Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, NerdMode, and I'll be doing the next episode of Battlefield News, a video series where I'll be talking about changes and or events within a particular Battlefield title. So without further ado, let's get started. So of course, as some of you guys might be aware, there was a very large game and server update for November 18th, and we're going to be talking about some of the general updates as well as some tweaks and fixes that came across on all platforms. So starting things off in the General tab, this game update enables the Battlefield 4 Final Stand expansion pack, tweaked the hit indicator speed to behave more like Battlefield 3, fixed an issue where the hit indicator size of shooting an enemy player in the arms would be small when it actually should be a medium size, added advanced gameplay options for customizing the hit indicator, tweaked hit indicators, medium hit textures to better fit with small hits and headshot textures, improved the hit indicator accuracy from vehicles when shooting enemy infantry, made it clear in the in-game squad menu that squad join traditionally means a squad is not a private squad, fixed an issue that prevented players from joining a rented server that was protected with a password, added an option to toggle the defensive perk icon on spotted enemies and set it to off by default now. This icon was originally added in the fall patch in September and set to always on at the time. Added fixed for water splash effects on players who were shot at or emerging from a dive. This usually occurred after the second time the player emerged. Fixed several issues with the underwater audio mixer for players who were diving or emerging several times in a row. Fixed the battle pack respawn so that they will only respawn after the ammo has been depleted or the player carrying the battle pack has been eliminated. Adjusted the terrain loading on China Rising maps to improve terrain during the start of a round. Fixed a case where in-game battle log would not show after signing out of a profile while on a rent-a-server store area. Fixed an issue where the TV missile HUD would be flickered on and off. Fixed an issue that would sometimes cause a graphical corruption at the bottom of the screen when flying a helicopter over water. Fixed a typo in the description of damage type base shape option in the gameplay options menu. Hint has been correctly changed to hit. Capture the flag. Fixed duplicate flags being rendered when the flag is taken the instant it returns to the base. Fixed an issue where sometimes the flag would be rendered at an incorrect place instead of on the player who is holding it. Fixed an issue where soldier weapon flashlights and lasers would render on the vehicle mounted weapons. Cleared up the reticle icons and thickened the lines to make them read more clearly. Changed friendly fire to off on the classic rent-a-server option preset. Updated the new advanced HUD options descriptions where friendly were sometimes incorrectly referenced to as enemy. Fixed an issue where knifing a player with the 4th floor dog tag would display a blank dog tag. Updated the hollow sight shader to better render against bright backgrounds like snow. Updated vehicle HUD colors and shaders to be more visible versus bright backgrounds. Fixed an instance where the HUD for the RAR would get extremely blurry and fuzzy while looking at certain surfaces. Fixed an issue that could cause battle pickups to sometimes sink into the ground when dropped. Players should now be able to pick them up without any problems. Fixed an issue where players who left a vehicle could kill teammates or themselves by launching the vehicle at them and exiting it. Players can still kill enemies this way and is now correctly awarded points for killing them. Fixed an issue with the M18 smoke functionality, where the smoke would only become visible for players who stayed on top of the grenade. Fixed an issue for the Desert Eagle muzzle flash, added extra smoke emitters for both M320 and M18 to decrease the smoke spawn time, tweaked the XM25 airburst smoke, fixed cameras that were not correctly pointed at the flags. This change affects Commander Mode and Conquest Large on the Sunken Dragon map. Updated medic bag so that it does not heal soldiers who are suppressed or underwater. Now transferring over to some collision cleanup information, there has been some maps that have been cleaned up, especially when it comes down to the collision or invisible walls that have just been present around the map. Now the maps that have been affected by this are Operation Locker, Siege of Shanghai, Propaganda, Lupini Gardens, and finally Sunken Dragon. Now of course taking a look at some exploit fixes. Operation Metro 2014 fixed an area that could be used to get outside of the map and shoot other players. Operation Locker added collision to the railing on the overlook area to Charlie flag, further blocking some players from using the balcony as an exploit. Lupini Gardens fixed an exploit that made it possible to use the map to spawn in on a friend to end up outside of the map boundaries. Fixed an exploit that allowed players to end up below the subway station. Fixed an exploit in Conquest Small that allowed players to shoot through a small unintended opening in a wall. Hainan Resort fixed an exploit where players were able to go outside of the map and shoot at enemies. Pearl Market fixed an exploit where a player could see through a part of a building situated near the bus. And finally fixed an issue that allowed players to spawn into vehicles before the countdown timer at the beginning of the round reached 0. But anyway guys, that's all the information when it comes down to the general fixes and the adjustments for Collision. Of course, I will have another video coming out later today that talks about the continuation of the features that are being added and fixed when it comes to Battlefield 4. Now, of course, if you guys are interested in reading all the information for yourself, feel free to check the description of the video, considering that the articles will be linked down there for your viewing pleasure. But anyway guys, this has been this episode of Battlefield News. I hope you found something in the video useful and insightful, and until the next episode, this has been Mo, and I'm going to be signing out guys. Peace.